Live from South Dakota, still in the Russ Brown Motorcycle Attorney Studio. This is actually the mobile Russ Brown Motorcycle Attorney Studio.
Mobile, because we're at the Steel Pony Campground on Highway 34 in Sturgis, South Dakota. It is Thursday night. It has been a crazy week.
That's what's up right there, baby. First annual Black Hills Boogie. Wow. It's been a long rally.
You named it.
I know.
Like, how do you not know the name of your own show?
So, man, here we are. We're kicking off a brand new thing called the Handmade Lot. Expect to see more of this. It was a great week. Bill Dodge's Teeny Weeny Tuesday. We've had some mini bike races out here. The Black Hills Boogie is going on right now, which is a pre-1980s chopper show. And, man, like I said, killer week. So much to talk about. From Michael's show to Snoop Dogg killing it last night at the Buffalo Chip.
We didn't see Snoop Dogg.
I know, but who would have thought? Like, take yourself back 10 years ago. Snoop actually said from the stage last night at the Buffalo Chip was the warmest reception he's ever had in his career, and he will absolutely be back to South Dakota for the Sturgis rally.
That's because us motorcycle enthusiasts, and I say that because I don't know why, I don't like the word biker. It's just too meh. But us motorcycle enthusiasts are awesome.
Wow. Okay, so listen, man, it's going to be a little bit different of a show. We're going to be kind of mobile because I want to take you guys around, show you some of the bikes and stuff. The Black Hills Boogie is just going down now. If you're sitting somewhere poolside or back at your hotel wondering what you could do, we're going to be here all night long on the Handmade Lot. The Steel Pony Campground is on the old Full Throttle property, the one that burned to the ground. They've resurrected a beautiful campground here with swimming pools and a great big bar, hot tub. And they've given us a corner of the property to make our own. So,
and just for the record, there are 2 swimming pools with hot tubs. I've only seen them from a distance because he works me like a dog.
That's not fair. It's my anniversary. My lovely wife 4 years ago today decided that she would stay with me forever. I got my stank on her. God, I hope your mother's not watching.
I drank the Kool-Aid. Nobody warned me. Like Mark, just so you know, Mark Persichetti, you're here on the lot, and when you watch this is all your fault. You could have warned me, just so you know. I'm just saying, you were my friend. You could have warned me about this. But no.
So in addition to some little walk-around stuff and everything else, over the next 60 minutes, I would say this is going to last tonight. We're going to get some people in this chair right here, do some interviews, and get you guys some information about stuff that's going on in Sturgis this week, because the 79th, like, you know, it's that thing like the off big anniversary year. The 80th is next year, obviously, and everybody's like, maybe I'll wait to go the 80th. Dude, you shouldn't have waited, because this was an outstanding rally.
So I know what I want to tell people about. You had the opportunity to go up in the tower on Main Street yesterday, and you... little old Chris Callan from Tarentum, Pennsylvania, got to unveil the logo for the 80th Sturgis next year. How did that feel?
It was unbelievable, because I still, like, in my head, every time we pull into town, you know, we have all these events at all these properties and stuff, but I'm still in my head coming here for the first time, you know, so, like, yeah, like, I got up in the tower. I was there with the mayor and, like, the city controller and all this shit.
And they weren't arresting you.
Yeah, I wasn't getting arrested. Wasn't getting yelled at for going up the tower without a pass. I got to unroll and announce and display for the first time the 80th anniversary logo. It was a huge honor. Couple people out there on social media last night bitching about the logo. I didn't quite get that. I mean, it's a logo, so.
It's cool. Like, it's red, white, and blue. It's like they did a good job.
But it's 80 years.
It's great because he comes down off the tower and there's these women. Oh my God, you're the guy. Can we have our picture? And they're all.
She loved that. She loved that. Was awesome. So let's real quick. Why don't I get you out of the chair and go get me a guest? Get me Bill Dodge. We'll talk to Bill first. Yeah.
Oh, we need to make sure we get Mr. Buckshot on tonight's
yes.
About Tennessee too. Hold on.
Absolutely. So what else can I tell you about the Lichter Gallery? This year we've been leading up to this, interviewing builders and telling you that what's the skinny theme for the Motorcycles is Art gallery showing was going to be off the hook, and it did not disappoint, not in one little bit. Amazing motorcycles, I believe 24 in total, motorcycles from around the world, and everyone just spectacular, and everybody's 36. Oh, 22 artists, that's right. I had the numbers reversed. Helmet art, and just like what people's take was on what's the skinny, everything from skinny racers to obviously 70s choppers and just, skinny cut down motorcycles. Then there were a few that like really, really went over the top, man, that like, removed everything, even material from the engine cases, and, really took that skinny thing to almost a cartoon place. It was pretty far out. But, yeah, amazing. Again, like every other year, I don't know how Michael's going to back this up with what's going to be for the 80th. How can you top this? But that's his bag, man. So our first guest tonight on Shop Talk is no stranger to the show, and I called him up just a few weeks ago and said, hey, we got this great opportunity to do a custom lot in Sturgis, and maybe we could get something going again. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Bill Dodge.
Hello, everybody. How you doing out there? This place is so awesome, Chris. Thanks for calling, because this is the best idea we've had in a long, long, long time.
It's so good, too, right? Like, I actually have been having a hard time staying with my day gig here because I want to be up here with you guys, and it's killing me, like, to finally have a place where, how we used to come together and just, like, be, and where we were at, man, was where it was at.
It's where it's supposed to be.
Right on.
All us guys, we can't afford to be all on our own in this place.
Yeah.
But together, we're a powerful, powerful, powerful thing.
Yep.
And that's what this is all about, to have a really good time, be able to chill with our friends, show off our products, have fun, race mini bikes, race choppers, do whatever the hell we want, but together.
Eat hot dogs.
Yeah, we like to eat hot dogs.
So let's start with that. Let's talk about Teeny Weeny Tuesday, because how long you been doing Teeny Weeny Tuesday?
This is the third year, and it started off with just being like, I like to have industry parties and have my friends over, and well, hell, why don't we just feed everybody hot dogs and have a good time? And then it turned into, let's eat hot dogs and fix everybody's bike that's broken out back. It's pretty awesome, and everybody loves it. It's something to do with, like, between choppers and hot dogs that people smile. I don't know what it is. Don't even know, but it works.
The weenie jokes were everywhere.
Yeah, they were. They definitely were.
Just bad.
Yeah, they're bad, yeah.
So we added in mini bike racing, and, it's so good for me to, like, watch everybody who's out here normally, walking around tough asses and stuff, and the minute they grab the throttle on that mini bike, they're 6 years old again. Big, stupid smiles.
Oh, yeah. You saw me. I was walking around with my arms closed while everybody else was doing it. And as soon as I got on the bike, that left foot went out, and I started making turns and making smiles. It was so much fun. And I only crashed into a few people on purpose.
So you've been helping out with the Boogie E show. This was, so everybody knows, when we got the idea for the handmade lot, we said, hey, let's reach out to the Boogie East guys, see if we can bring them in. And we actually got the blessing to launch the Black Hills Boogie.
That's right. And to tell you the truth, I love it in the one we have, already. But this is cool because Sturgis has chopper shows and bike shows all over the place, but nothing specifically for, 80 and earlier choppers. The choppers, the ones that we love, that we grew up on, that inspired us to do what we do. So this is a chance to bring something real, a real vintage chopper show, and heck, dude, the place is already full.
And dude, the scene here, for as far as a vintage chopper show, the scene here is perfect, because I hate to say this like this and just keep pumping sunshine, but it's almost already like old Sturgis. Just with a little amount of people and stuff going on, it's like old Sturgis.
Oh, yeah, especially when they step back in a few minutes and watch us race mini bikes around the choppers.
Oh, nothing could go wrong there, right?
No, your trailer's a little close. Your little setup right there's a little close to that corner, but it's all right.
We're calling that the eliminator turn.
Yeah, exactly.
Right there.
Exactly. We got to have fun, dude.
Right?
Our forefathers that were here when we came the first time were having fun, weren't they?
Yep, absolutely.
No, they do business. We have to do business, and we, have to, do our thing. But it needs to really be fun the whole time. Otherwise, what are we doing?
Yeah. Gotta be fun again. Like this high level of, like, let's be ultra selective and ultra exclusive, and man, like, we just got to get back to slightly trashy and a little dangerous.
Sketchy choppers, just like everybody knows. Sketchy choppers.
Right on, man. Well, so from here we're gonna start talking plans for Daytona, because this was well received, and I mean I can comfortably say that we're all in for it.
Oh yeah, and every builder friend that I've talked to so far, they just want to get on the list. They want to be part of it. I mean, look, we got guys from Switzerland bringing their knuckleheads over here to our chopper show.
How cool is that?
Oh, dude, everyone. I mean, look, we got Carlos, dude. But it's our family is here again. That's what this is.
Right on. What else did you? I mean, you were tied up here pretty good, but what else did you take in during this week? Because this was the crazy busiest Sturgis ever. What did you get a chance to check out?
Well, I did some riding. I snuck out when you guys weren't looking.
Nice.
Roy, Renee, and I went and rode Nemo, and I just about got in trouble because I was doing 90 in the curves in Nemo, and so I passed somebody, and he tried to keep up with me, poor fella. And I mean, his big bike couldn't keep up with that little rigid chopper. I'm sorry, and he almost got out of control, but so much fun. I got to go and see. One thing that was really cool for me to see is we've been watching Sugar Bear build his museum.
Yeah.
And I went over there, and the way the museum works there is he puts a bike of yours in, and then he puts a photo, little catalog or whatever you want to call it, library all around it of how you came up and who was around you then and there and where. And his bike's in there right now.
Right on.
So to see his history, literally see pictures of all his boys from the 60s that are doing stuff with him and riding with him and seeing the bikes. I mean, I know where my inspiration came from.
So I haven't been yet this year.
Oh, it's so awesome.
What else has gotten going there? Are they still in the?
Well, they built a couple of small buildings so far. They got I guess Beaner went over and helped them build a whole walkway, so it's pretty neat. Now we're not walking in the dirt. Yeah. Billy's got some bikes over there. He's got a whole new round of bikes out in the grass area. It's coming up. It's coming up good. And it's no charge anymore. It's like it used to be, like he was starting it off trying to bring money in to help build it, and then now he's got a few more people helping him do that. So he's okay. So we don't have to charge. It's free.
Good. If you're still here in Sturgis, that's out Highway 79. You pass the new full throttle, and you keep going just a few more miles.
About 5 miles, 4 or 5 miles past it.
On the right-hand side, and you'll see where Sugar Bear has the Chopper Museum going on. Do yourself a favor and go be part of the early days of this, so you can say, I remember when Sugar Bear was just laying down the sidewalk.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, exactly. And then Joe got to have he had an FXR show that had like 150 entries.
I know, dude.
And I'm really proud of him, and he's been working really hard on that, and that's a great show. And Pat's Sportster Showdown turned out great. Yep. These are some good stuff. I mean, the Iron Horse has been rocking all week with Grease and Gears Garage and doing that stuff and all the stuff. Dude, the bikes they brought this year.
Yeah, man.
I mean, Vintage Technologies brought some killer bikes this year. Just everybody's bringing everything. We were just saying at
the beginning of the show, for an off anniversary year, this year really had good shit, man. Good events, good motorcycles.
And we'll talk about the Holy Grail for a minute. Michael Lichter's show absolutely ripped this year. I mean, it was as close to Naked Truth as you'll ever be. Yeah. I mean, those shows. This year was rocking. Yeah. I mean, we're pretty damn lucky this year to have such a good time, and like you said, an off year. Next year's supposed to be the big year.
Hey, I'll take this one all day long.
Well, that's what we do. We
right
make
on.
the best out of what we got.
Well, listen, I'm going to let you get back to your guest for Black Hills Boogie, and I'm going to interview a couple more people, and then we're going to take everybody around, see some of the bikes and stuff.
Sounds great, bro.
Right on. Check them out, Blink Cycle. Hit them up on social media. See you guys in Daytona, 2nd incarnation of Handmade Lot.
Don't miss Willie's Chopper Show when you're there.
Right.
We'll all be there.
Right on. Steve Broyles. Come on, put that hot dog down. Come on. Come on. Bring the hot dog down. Bring it. Bring your teeny weeny. Another gentleman that has an outstanding show here in Sturgis is a guy I like to call Poppy. He's been on the show a bunch of times. Steve Broyles, Stevenson Cycles, and your show was Monday at the Full Throttle.
Yeah, it was Monday. What was that? The 6th? I think it was, right?
That threw me for a loop.
I think so. I've lost time with everything today.
And I'm not allowed to sign checks, so.
No, me either. That's why.
So
what day it is, you know.
You guys have been working on that for a bunch of years.
This was our 13th show this year.
Right on.
It turned out really, really well. I was very happy with it. It's called the Full Throttle Old School Chopper Show. Okay, it's great. Drag Specialties sponsored it, and so did the horse a little bit, you know, and I was kind of happy with all the turnout. So we're in great shape, man. I think we're going for 14 next year. It's going to be really good, you know. So
That's fantastic because
we turned. I think we had 100 bikes on the floor, 3 hours, you know, which was great. We gave away a lot of stuff.
that's what I was just going to say. The thing I love about your show, man, is like the amount of stuff. It seems like for an hour before you're even getting to awards, you're just handing out prizes to everybody there. Like anybody who shows up has a shot at your prizes.
Exactly. And that's the whole thing. See, there's no winner in my show. Yeah. That's the great one. There's no categories, and there's no winners. We invite people like you, Bill Dodge, you know, Xavier, Mondo, just to name a few, you know, to come out to the show and choose the bike of their liking. Not in any particular order. Then we give them a plaque that says your bike was chosen by, and we have that person sign the plaque. And I know it sounds a little weird, but, you know, I think what it's turned more into really a social event than it has anything else. You know, it's the place to be, and, you know, the people are walking around. This year, Billy Lane was gracious enough to come out and be with us, you know, with all the stuff that he had going on with the race and everything.
It was nice, man. Billy spent a lot of time all over the place.
Yeah, he did. He was good, you know. It's kind of like, you know, here and there he was all over. I mean, you know, he was out at Michael Lichter's show, and, you know, he was at the track, and I think he did really well this year, you know, spreading himself thin. I felt as though that I was a little thin myself this year, you know.
Well, and Billy, the reason I bring that up, he actually stopped down the horse the other day, and we did some interview time with him. Man, he's between Florida and Nashville. You know, he's got I don't know how many babies now. Like he's almost a Noah level.
He's almost a Noah level.
I'm like, brother, you better start building a boat and collecting some animals.
Well, he's got 3 girls, okay? And I know how that is because not only do I have 3 girls, but I have 3 boys.
Billy Lane is going to end up without a hair on his head. 3 girls.
Wait a minute. You want to know this?
Yeah.
Watch this. Here.
Uh-huh. See?
Yeah, you see this?
That's what girls do to you.
It's from doing this. Jeez. Are you kidding me? You know? You did what? You know, I mean, that's the truth behind it, and that's what happens all the time, you know?
So we miss your lovely daughter, Carrie.
Yeah.
Horribly. So if you're out there watching, we wish you were here with us.
Yeah, you know, I mean, you were asked to come, and everybody went, "Where are you?" You know? And I said, well, she's at home, you know.
While we've all been out here, what were the other killer things that you got to see in Sturgis?
Well, I really liked your show. I came down to your show on Sunday. That was great. You know, we did that a little demonstration with a little something with the Bendix carburetor. And then what really got me was the hailstorm coming in. Was that crazy or what? All the bikes inside the bar, and everybody goes, we couldn't stuff them in fast enough. It was just funny. I mean, it was great. Thank God it didn't hail.
You know, the funny thing was we're sitting off to the side, and I heard 2 guys talking, and the one guy says, "Hey, bro, I'm going to try to get my bike inside there. It looks like some rain's coming." He's like, "Go ahead, pussy." And I was like, a couple minutes later, I did the announcement about, hey, National Weather Service says there's a band of hell coming through. That dude almost stepped on his friend to get his motorcycle into the bar first. He was like, "Get out of the way!
Get out the way!" Yeah, I seen that. That was funnier than hell, wasn't it? You know, we'll be back because we're going to take a break now on this carburetor thing. And it was kind of like everybody moved everything, so it was like, what happened to the chicken? You know, yeah. because sometimes there's the chicken in the pot. You know, I want to show you this, and I've already got it kind of where I want it to be. You know, like, and it doesn't do that. You know, so you got to put it like all back. Okay, where did I have that? And what did I do with this? You know, that was a great little additive for people to realize that those Bendix carburetors, you can fix them. Right on. You know, you can fix the accelerator pump in them.
And if you guys didn't get a chance to see this, you can go back and watch Grease and Gears Garage from Sunday when he did this Bendix carburetor tech. You'll want to check it out because it's a little secret tech.
Yeah, I don't show a lot of that stuff to everybody. You know what I mean? It's just
I twist his arm.
Yearly, don't you, huh? You got to twist me yearly to kind of come on here and go, what do you got for me? I'll bring you a surprise. You know, it's just something different, you know. Next year, and I've turned this on to a few people while I'm here this year with magnetos and problem starting magnetos, okay? So next time I think I'll do a little something with that, or maybe I'll just give it to you and you can post it. You know, it'd be kind of.
No. Let's keep saying next year we'll bring it in here.
I'll have to do a couple of things because that's just like a real quick and easy one. You know what I mean?
Now, how about Noah's little trick he put up the other day with a 9-volt battery?
Yeah. How do you like
that?
Did
you see that?
Yeah.
Jesus. Starting a motorcycle with a dead battery with a not with a dead battery.
Right.
Not like my dead battery. Leave the key on dumbass.
But there you go. We should have that switch, right? Dumbass, you know. Yeah. That's all it takes to really spark it is 9 volts. That's all it has to have, you know. Yeah.
Well, right on, man. Thanks for coming and sitting down with us.
All right.
Check out Stevenson Cycle. Look for info on next year's show. What are we doing next?
We're going to introduce these two gentlemen behind us. Per the request, they used to build dogs.
Okay. Wait, you're coming in. I'm going to let Pat Jansen sit in for me real quick because I'm going to run and take care of some stuff. This is Chris. We're coming to you live from Sturgis, South Dakota at the Steel Pony in the Russ Brown Motorcycle Attorney Studio, live with ShopTalk. I'm going to kick it over to our guest host today, Pat Jansen, who's going to be very nice on my microphone.
Let me tell you something, people. Come on in, guys. Here, you guys sit here. I don't need to sit. Oh, he wants to stay out of it anyway. All right. Yeah. All right, he's staying there, man. All right, folks, we're having a good time here at the Black Hills Boogie. I'm glad to be here with these guys. This is Keith. Now, what was your name? Chuck. You guys are out of Sweetwater, Tennessee. Tell me about your shop.
We opened roughly 4 months ago. It's been a dream of mine, well, since I was about 10 years old is kind of the thing. So I'm a child of that generation that grew up watching everybody on TV, all this other stuff, and coming from a motocross background, it's like, oh, choppers, that's cool. Like, they're blingy, shiny, big, you know, like all the chicks like that, right? So I, like, dove in head over heels and found everything I could. And so just, like, my dream was to open a shop. And so I started working for some people. I worked for them for 10 years and decided, no, I'm done with this. Like, we're going to do it if we're going to do it, and now's the time. So we opened up a shop and was like, come hell or high water, we'll figure it out. And if we don't, then it's a memory that I'll never forget, and I'll say at least I chased my dream. So
what's kind of weird about it is when we left here last year, on the way back, it's like, we're going to open a shop. We're going to do it. We've talked about it too many years. Let's just bite the bullet and do it. So on the way back, I said, hey, man, I've got us a shop picked out. And he's like, really? I said, yeah. I said, I'll show it to you when we get home. As we pull into our little hometown, we drive past and said, hey, that's our shop right there. It's 5,400 square foot building. I mean, it's not that big, but it was huge for us.
For our first shop.
5,400 square feet. I don't even want to. Man, if he saw me naked, I'd hate him to do that, man. He'd be like, that isn't even real. That's so small. I got 2,400 square feet, and I think I'm the luckiest man on earth.
Okay. Well, anyway, when we're driving past this building, it's like, that's it. And he's like, no. I was like, yeah. I said, if everything works out, that's going to be our building. So we called the people up that actually own the building, and we shot them out an offer. About 30 minutes later, they said, yeah, we'll take it. So, and everything has just kind of fell in place since then. I mean, it's kind of neat.
But to add to that a little bit, this building was a total dump. We didn't reuse anything. We kept the walls and the ceiling. Or no, the roof, not even the ceiling. Everything else, got gutted. We went through 5 40-yard dumpsters, if that tells you
Wow,
anything.
yeah, okay, all right. That makes sense now. And you aren't now not busting on it, because I'm glad people here talk like me, tonight. That's good. But you are in Sweetwater, Tennessee, too. I mean, say Sweetwater.
Sweetwater.
Sweetwater. He practiced that. Sweetwater, Tennessee.
Sweetwater. I'm from
Sweetwater, because it gets
Tennessee.
that's Tennessee. There, see it. Sweetwater. You got to pinch your Sweetwater.
Hey, but women like the southern accent, right?
They do.
It's gotta be the shiny bikes or the accent or something, because I ain't got nothing else going for me. So.
Yeah, well, I was going to mention that later, but now that you've said it. So now, tell me how you met Bill Dodge.
Yes. Okay. So last year we go on the Cycle Source ride, and we pull in out at the ranch where they're going to do all the games and all this other stuff. And so, guy pulls up beside of me wearing that Bell Moto 3, and I look over and I'm like, that has to be Bill. It has to be. Now, like I said before, I'm a child that grew up in this generation of watching everybody on TV, and I chased them. Like, I want to be those guys. That was my dream. So he takes the helmet off. I'm like, holy shit, it's Bill Dodge. And I'm like, man, I've looked up to you forever. And he just grabs me and hugs me. And I'm like, okay, cool. Like, I don't really know what to do with my hands. I'm a 30-year-old man. Like, this is awesome, So we do all that stuff, and we're coming back. Well, we stop by Sugar Bear's. So we wander around and hear Bill's and Sugar Bear stories and all this other stuff. And I'm in heaven. I'm like, okay, cool, we're going to leave. Well, one of my gas tank bolts comes out because I'm riding a Rigid that vibrates so bad.
Those
that
are
you can't.
important.
Oh, yeah. It's only got 2.
Yeah.
It has 2 total. So one of the bolts, evidently, from during the ride had come loose. Shit happens. Cool. Well, the tank is trying to fall off the bike. So I pull over on the side of the road, and I'm like, well, I don't know what to do. Don't have anything on me, nothing else. Well, Bill comes pulling in, and it's like, no, they're not, they'll just keep going. Well, he whips over and is like, hands me like a handful of zip ties. He goes, this is exactly how I make it here from Daytona. And he's like, let me show. And so we like wedge a shirt under it and zip tie it on. And it's like, ever since then, we've kind of kept in contact and went back and forth. And honestly, it's just like that right there proved to me, and all this conversation I've had back and forth is, you can do the coolest thing on the planet, but you can still be a normal person and treat everybody the same. And that's like so cool to me, because I idolized all these people, and I idolize half the people that are standing in this parking lot right now,
Well, we were actually hearing the little stories between Sugar Bear and Bill and everything. We're going, holy hell. We think we're doing this shit wrong, but they're doing it the same damn way we're doing it.
Yeah.
So it's like, we can make this happen.
Yeah.
We're all doing it kind of the same way. There is no actual right or wrong.
Well, when we started Greasing Gears Garage, I think that's probably the overarching comment that everybody's got, because, we'll have Bill Dodge or Will Ramsey or, somebody on the stage working, or they'll be together on the stage and they'll see one guy do it. Man, I've been doing that hard my whole life, But so that is nice. But man, this is a great family, and Bill Dodge he really is. He's just a nice, humble guy, very wise, has a lot of good advice, and but just a real gem. Now, what bike of yours did Bill see?
It actually started life, as funny as it may sound, as a 99 Honda Shadow, and the only thing I reused was the motor. But it's only because when I was 15 years old, I thought I was like the coolest thing going to high school on a 98 Honda Shadow 750. Like, oh, look at me, and I always wanted to like build a frame for it, do all this other stuff. But I'm 15. I ain't got no money. I don't have any of the tooling. So a bike just randomly shows up at the house, and guy wants us to work on it. We didn't want to buy the parts to fix it. So he's like, "You want to buy it?" I don't know, not really. Just give me $800. I'm like, cool, I got that in change, I'm sure. So no joke, I took like a big jar of change to the bank, changed it in. I had like $900 something total, and that's how I got its name. It's Pocket Change, and it's gold leafed on the tank. So I built the bike I always dreamed of when I was like a young kid, because that was my first ever like street bike, So
That's awesome.
That's the bike.
Our first build. Tell them about that.
Yeah, I've got one that'll be here next year. It should have been here this year. That started out it's an S&S pan. Full rigid frame, Springer, kick only, but it's 10.5 to 1 compression. Yeah.
Who's going to kick it? What, are you going to jump up and down on both feet?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I figured if you're going to have a full custom bike, you need to be a man to ride it. So
I had an Ironhead Sporty that was 11-to-1 compression, and it was kick only, and I had it at a swap meet, and the kid, he was shorter than you and weighed less, and he said, I want to buy that bike. And I said, you can't ride that bike. And he said, yes, I can. I said, I'll tell you what, you don't have to buy it. I'll give it to you. I said, if you can start it, you can have it. And he jumped down on that thing finally with both feet on the pedal, and it stopped at the bottom, and his eyes got big. Shot his ass across the parking lots of it. Yeah. But I hope that doesn't happen to you.
No, I'm using a Baker 6-4 Trans, so at least it releases at the bottom.
Yeah,
so like worst case scenarios, get it all the way through.
There you
good.
go.
So,
all right. Well, guys, it's so good to meet you. Thanks for being on Chris's show, Shop Talk. And I'm looking forward to getting to know you too, man. I'll have to stop by when I come visit my boy at school.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And thank you for having us on here. Thank you very much.
All right, guys. We'll go get a hot dog. Yeah. Eat a hot dog and drink a soda pop. Well, all I've seen is the bar in front of the Grease and Gears garage stage. But no, I've actually, that is a great spot for me because I got to see, of course, the Cycle Source show. I got to see the performance show that Little Evil Incorporated does. I got to see AMA Vintage show. I got to see the Dave Perowitz paint show. So right there at the Iron Horse, for me, when I walk off stage every day, it's like an entire rally experience in one location. I mean, I really don't have to go anyplace else. So
I just have to add this. Yes. Mr. Pat Jansen is the only person I have ever met in my life that gets bought a drink by the bar when he gets kicked out of said bar.
That did happen.
We will give you a shot of Jack if you leave peacefully. Yep. How often does that happen?
I don't know, but that was real nice because the security, there was a little fat woman in there, and every time she moved, she bumped me and was like all up in my business. So I just politely said, keep your fat ass off me. And I was probably 3 sheets to the wind.
Disclaimer, he was not representing Cycle Source Magazine or Grease and Gears Garage at
or
the time.
Sin Central Garage. But anyway, she got mad, but I told her, she and her husband, they needed to go someplace else in the bar. And now some of this isn't my recollection. It's my buddy Billy that was with me because he doesn't drink, so he was sober. So she goes and tells the security that I was bothering her. So they come to get me. He puts his hands on my shoulders, and Billy's just a little bit of nothing, but he's mean as hell, and he works security. So he snaps his great big guy's hands up behind his back. Other security come up, and Billy says, I'll break his arms. I said, I'm not leaving, blah, blah, blah. Call the police if you want me gone. So they did. So the police, security, and Billy worked out one free drink for me, and I'd leave. So that was a negotiation with the Deadwood. Good time, particularly me. So Chris is coming back now, so I can. Oh.
I'm gonna come back and do I'm gonna do Heather's position.
Oh, you're gonna. Here, I got my phone.
See who's on social media.
Here, hold on.
So, looking around the property, Michael Lichter has just joined us. So we're gonna try to get Michael to come over to talk about his gallery for a little bit. Kurt from Little Evil, who did the performance show.
Reggie
Peterson's on.
Hey, how's the party doing?
Looking pretty good so far. We need to do that too. We need to do a quick walk around. Yeah. Maybe we could do that. You guys want to go see the bikes and stuff that are here?
You sure do, man. This shopper shows off.
This is what's nice about being mobile and live. Okay, so we're going out of the studio. Here we go. We're live. This is the man right here, man of the hour.
Yeah.
Kerry from the Iron Horse, who we came up with this idea for the handmade lot, and he was like, sure, let's give it a try.
Let's try it. You bet.
Then every day since then, we're like, hey, man, can we get 20 hay bales? Hey, man, how about some lights?
Yeah, I didn't know you were so needy.
Dude, thank you for giving us a home in Sturgis.
It's always fun.
All right, here we go. So this is the first annual Black Hills Boogie Show. Not bad at all.
How long ago did we put this together? A week?
We had 2 weeks to put together Black Hills Boogie, the handmade lot, get all of this set up. And I mean, honestly, we got Blink Cycles is here, Primo's helmet design, helmet division, Living Dirty Clothing, No School Choppers, Flat Broke Chops and Rods, Kelderman Trucks was here, Providence Cycle Works, Bare Knuckle Choppers at the last minute couldn't make it, Still City Choppers at the last minute also. Steve might still roll in. Maybe he thinks Sturgis is next week, because that's how anybody that knows Steve at Still City Choppers knows that's how Steve rolls. So this is a missing face. We've been missing this bastard right here. Primo, what's up, baby?
Hey, bud. What's going on?
Dude,
Right here.
I was just saying, so we're live with Shop Talk right now.
Around. Hi, everybody.
We've been missing you, dude.
I know. I've been working a lot. Trying to stay busy with helmets and come visit you guys. So I'm here in Sturgis, enjoying all the festivities here.
We didn't even know until the last minute you were actually going to be on property.
I know.
Awesome.
The chopper flew in and just dropped us off. Me, Roy, Roxy,
Because that's how he rolls, baby. He's a baller.
Baller. You know, I borrowed Dwayne Johnson's helicopter and just came down. No.
No, but you've been doing a lot of good stuff. That's why you've been away.
Yeah. Always. And I love enjoying you guys. This is all family.
Yes, sir. One of the original in the family, and I just wanted to tell you publicly in front of everybody, man, we're so glad we got to spend the week with you.
Yeah.
Even though time's been crazy, but
Always.
Thank you, brother.
guys.
all right, let's walk down here. So this is what's going to be cool tonight. We're adding in mini bike racing around the perimeter of the show, which some people had some doubts about. Right here specifically, it gets real tight. This is going to be the eliminator corner. A lot of the great bikes that you've seen from the shows all over Sturgis this week. Yeah, there's our line of mini bikes. Some of them are ours. Some of them actually trucked in. It's kind of exciting. Ricky Lewis over there probably tuning and giving the motor advice to the mini bike guys. So there he is, the man, the myth, the legend, the hardest working man, hands down, in motorcycling, Michael Lichter. Michael will be at 53 different events tonight alone. Michael, we're live on Shop Talk.
It's coming. It's just the light's so good I couldn't.
Go ahead. I'm just teasing with you. When you're done, come up and see me. We'll do an interview.
Thank you.
Michael just told you we didn't have time.
No. Listen, I've been getting really good at like totally ambushing Michael with Shop Talk. Like we'll just call him from the studio and he doesn't even know he's going to be on the show. And we're like, Michael, we're live on Shop Talk. He's like, oh, I'm drinking. Yes. Okay. So way up in the back, there's 28 acres of campground, RV hookups, tents, cabins. Really doing a great job of cleaning the property up here. And you could see we're right across the road from the Beaver Bar and the gas station on the corner. Bear Butte Mountain over there off in the distance. Sweeto Burrito, one of our favorite. And every day here, this swimming pool with all these lounge chairs, like for everyone who always says, like, how come we don't do motorcycle events at pools and at lakes and stuff? Look at that. 2 swimming pools, 2 hot tubs, a kiddie pool. No, not yet. But I'll tell you what, this weekend, they got a nice nighttime facility here. Like I said, Still Pony Campground. Hey, there's Chip a Kid. They've had some cool, like, acoustic acts and, 2 or 3 piece bands during the nights. It's pretty good. Riding Maniac. What's up, buddy? How are you?
Happy anniversary.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Good. So we're live with ShopTalk right now.
How we doing?
Where'd you come from?
I was up at the Black Hills Harley working.
Yeah. You worked the rally?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Long hot days.
Yeah, buddy.
But I'm out early, you know, out before dark. So this is a good rally.
Dude, I got to tell you, there's very few people that I watch their social media feed, and I'm like, damn, man, you're definitely one of them.
Well, thank you, man. That means a lot coming from you.
Absolutely.
It really does. I got so much respect for what you and Heather do.
Oh, it's good. It's good. But, man, the riding part and the places where you are and you decide to stay and stuff, man, like.
You know, I was just having this conversation with some friends about how I'm just kind of intent on living a life that I love. And
Yeah.
a lot of my decisions are based on what do I want to do and what kind of fun can I get into. And whether it's riding a million miles a day or sitting down for 2 weeks at a time at somebody I love's house, you know, it's just try to enjoy life, you know. We only get one trip around this crazy world.
Isn't that a novel idea? Enjoying your life.
You know, the idea of 40 hours a week for 50 weeks a year for 40 years really got to me, and I said, that's not the way to live life.
Well, listen, if you want to see some crazy adventures, right there it is, at Chip a Kid. Check out his feed, man. Thanks for coming to hang out. There's hot dogs and stuff back there, man. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. So, a lot of great bikes out here in the parking lot, too, but this was set down as a pre-'80s only chopper show. So to be in the actual show in the center has to be 80s or older. The mini bikes. Noah's infiltrated what? Oh. Yeah, hey. Mark, Noah can't park there. Noah can't park that there.
Where's he at?
No, some of the young guys getting the mini bikes fired up. Hey, you want to test the track out and make sure we're gonna be good? Right. Yeah, let's see what's up. Okay, this is gonna be the test run. Yeah. Yeah, just don't move. We're gonna test the track for the mini bike races. Mad Pen Cycles Nick, if you guys don't recognize this man, he got a bike in the Michael Lichter show also. Love this whole crew of guys. I think they're going to go around to the right. All right. Let's go up here again. Joe, can I borrow you for a minute? Okay, we're going to come back in the studio. Coming to you live from the Russ Brown Motorcycle Attorney Studio in Sturgis, South Dakota, the mobile studio. And I finally get a chance to sit down with this man. Dude, everyone's talking about your FXR show this year.
What are they saying?
They're saying it was off the hook, 150 bikes or so?
No, not quite that. I figured it was 120 from the registration for both the FXRs and the Dyna. The last 3 years or so, that 120 to 130 has kind of been what we've had. About 2/3 of it FXRs, 1/3 of it Dynas.
No, I mean for an off anniversary year though.
Yeah, no, I completely was looking at this year thinking numbers were going to be down, but we maintained, so I can't be anything more than happy about that. And we raised some good money for Lifescape, which is a charity here in South Dakota that helps families with children that have special needs. Usually it's helping families with kids that have mobility issues, things of that nature. With sales of raffle tickets and T-shirts and a silent donation that there's a good friend that matches everything that I earn that day. We raised close to $9,000, so So that's why we do the show, but it's certainly a thing to come talk motorcycles, hang out, kind of like what we're doing here today, you know. Just
It's a good life.
It's like fuck bike shows and trophies and all that stupid shit. Just get them together, tell lies, and have fun. You know, that's what.
How many years now have you have into this?
This is 7 years.
7 years, dude, like this, right?
Crazy. First year in City Park, and now all of a sudden 7 years later, yeah, it goes fast. We're getting old.
I know. I don't remember getting tired like I am now at Sturgis, man. By the end of Sturgis, I just like, I'm out of gas.
I'm hydrating because I'm an old fart, and you can't just keep doing this constantly without, you know.
Is it just me too, or like it seems like there's so much more going on all the time?
Well, it is. It's ridiculous. When I started that show, I picked Sunday because for the most part there wasn't a whole lot going on that first Sunday. You know, there was a couple things, but everybody's main goal by the end of the day Sunday was to end up at Michael's exhibit, right? So that's why I chose Sunday. It's like, okay, I can put on a show Sunday and, you know, we hang out, have a good time, and still make it over to Michael's deal. And now, as you well know, with your show on Sunday, it's like that first Sunday is like, I think, the busiest day of the week
And
now.
I got pushed to Sunday. I used to do it on the last Thursday, and then at the Iron Horse they were like, well, look, the Hamsters want to do their show on Thursday. I'm like, okay, well, I'll move to Tuesday. And then it was like, well, we're going to do Vintage show on Tuesday. And I'm like, damn, man, well, our ride's on Wednesday. I can't do that. I couldn't trample on Stevenson's deal on Monday. It's just, like I said, there's so much. There's three or four good
There's
things.
always something going on now, yeah. With the campgrounds, all, you know, trying to build more of a presence, and, you know, I was like really proud to get my show in City Park and bring something back in to the city of Sturgis like that. You know, I think 1980 was like the last time that anything was allowed in City Park. So I took a lot of pride in that, and I really wanted to stay there. But city of Sturgis has a good way of fucking shit up, you know,
Dude. Do you know this thing that now, like, I haven't properly vended here for a few years. You know this thing now that they do where everyone pays a flat fee and then they charge you additionally by the square footage.
Oh, really? Yeah.
So, like, for small guys, dude, it's ridiculous. You can't be a small vendor.
Yeah, there's no way you can just, you see some of them out there, it's like, how do they afford to pay for that spot, you know?
I walked in today now.
Even with Bill and his spot that he had in Sturgis, the money they spent on that was crazy. Yeah. Well, yeah.
So like Flat Broke, we have the Flat Broke trailer here as part of the handmade lot. I went down the other day. I paid the $500 bond, which we'll get that back. But I paid $500 for the permit and then the square footage fee. Today I go in and $600 or $700 later, before we even set the thing open, $1,000 in apparel that we got printed to come out here. I went in today and I paid $12 taxes for what we've sold, the 3 hats and the 3 shirts. And I looked at the lady. I said, hey, isn't there some kind of state money that you can get for, like, you know, hardship, you know, because, like, I'm getting my ass beat here. She laughed just like you did. Incidentally, it was.
Yeah. Well, you know, the thing with the show in City Park, you know, that I had those first 2 years and we were like kind of under the radar. And the only hiccup I had is that it was the soccer fields. Yeah. And when I first approached them to do something there, it's like, oh, the soccer association won't want you on the grass, this, that, and other thing. It's like, well, I don't want to use the grass. I mean, I'd just use that parking lot that's right there. And like, oh, I don't think you're going to be able to get them convinced to. I'm like, well, who's in charge? So to get me past all the BS, I said, you know what, you're a soccer association, you need to raise money. Why don't you come out and you do the vending, you know? You sell hot dogs and cans of pop. So that's what they did, you know, the first 2 years. And they actually told me that coming out that one day and doing food and drinks, they made more money that fundraiser than any of their other fundraisers a year. So they loved me, you know. Then you come back to the third year, which was the anniversary year, and they had that big whole production there and trying to do something. And that was my gut feeling. It was like the city kind of used me as a guinea pig. Oh, can we do something in City Park leading up to the anniversary? And so they pulled that whole deal with the anniversary year. And after that went and was kind of a bust, you know, I went back to them the next year and said, hey, it's me. I just want to touch base and make sure everything is good to come back again. And like, oh no, we're not doing anything in City Park anymore. I'm like, why not? I said, well, there was too much of this and that, people got upset about it being the park being like their sanctuary, the only thing that's not, taken over by the biker community during the rally. And then of course there was damage to the soccer fields.
And I mean, I can understand that. I've seen all three of those people this week enjoying the park while we're...
Yeah, all three of those people. But so see, I went back and their answer was, well, if you want to do something in City Park, you can petition and do all this and that and other thing. I was like, man, I was doing good for 2 charities, and they still want to just mess with you. But
so what other things have you seen while you're here in Sturgis that
you don't want to continue bitching about?
No, we can. I love it. Listen, because I'm on a tirade of making this shit fun again and making it like bringing it back down to a place, reorganizing this whole model so that normal people can be here for a nominal rate and actually have a chance of being here.
Yeah, and I think you're getting more of that where like this venue here and talking with Bill and what your plans are to, be able to bring in guys that normally wouldn't have the resources to pull it off, like you're saying. So that's cool. And I've had thoughts of doing something similar myself, being a guy that works with his hands and doing something where it's focused on guys that are actually building bikes and aren't following that trend of buying plastic this, fiberglass that, and just gluing them to bikes and painting them different colors.
Not to be specific. All right. Well, what other cool things have you seen here? Because what we were saying is, even though this is a pre-anniversary year, this was a crazy, crazy jam-packed week at Sturgis.
Yeah, I've just my own circumstances. I don't have a bike out here that's running, so I haven't been out riding. I got out a little bit the first day, and so I haven't been out to see my usual places I like to ride. But as far as the highlight so far this week, the Snoop Dogg concert.
Yeah, tell us.
Was insane. I mean, I've never been to a concert where the whole fucking crowd was just lit and on it from start to finish.
They said the numbers were not that far off from the year that Kid Rock was there, which was one of their epic years. But the difference was half the crowd for Kid Rock, part of the way through the show, were sitting. They said last night no one took their seat for the entire Snoop Dogg performance.
No, it was just an amazing show. I've been telling people it wasn't just a concert, it was an experience because of just the way the crowd was totally into it. We got there and it was already packed, and we stood in front of the soundboard. I'm like, if we're going to see the show, this is a place to see it, because the sound guys he's the one listening, so it sounds great. So we're standing right there below the top shelf in front of the soundboard, and by the end of the concert, you could just see that it was like moths to a flame. Everybody started packing in and getting closer and closer, and we moved 30 feet by the time the concert was done, and there was nobody behind us. We all started getting closer and closer to the stage, because it was just, whether you're a fan of rap or not, which I am, that all of his songs, everybody knows them. Everybody's heard them a million times. Yeah.
Like Gin and Juice and Murder Was the Case.
Yep.
I'd have been down for that.
It was a pretty intense show. It was really good. Everybody was living in that moment for sure.
And I got to tell you, like, not to be down on my fellow motorcycle people out here, but it could have went either way. Like, in my mind, I'm like, man, it could go really bad. You know what I mean? And, like, it was completely the opposite. Snoop had actually at one point said that was the warmest reception he's ever had in his career, was at playing the Buffalo Chip.
Yeah, and they've said that he was like, he loved it and he's ready to come back, and so it was a good show.
All right, Joe, man. Listen, thank you for sitting down for me for a minute and being here. And obviously, like anything that we're doing anywhere that this is at, we would love to have you come in too as a handmade guy, because I mean that's your gig. You're like honestly hand making shit. So thank you, brother.
And everybody out there, make sure you tell Chris and Heather happy anniversary.
We made it 4 years. Thanks, brother. Michael.
Made it 4 years.
We did. Look. He's gonna bust my balls now.
It's not me. Because I wasn't thoughtful like that. Some other friends have got the cake.
Oh, wait a minute.
4.5 minutes, 4 minutes, 28 seconds, something like that. Missy is
Wait.
the anniversary cake.
It's 4 minutes.
Next to,
4 minutes. We can still interview Michael.
Right next to where the hot dogs are.
So, one of the persons that we're talking about consistently over and over again tonight is Mr. Michael Lichter. Everybody is singing your praises about What's the Skinny, man. Like, incredible show this year.
Well, cooler than that, it's your anniversary.
It is cooler than that.
Tonight?
It is.
Tonight.
It is. 4 years ago.
Right there,
Yep.
4 years ago tonight.
One of the most beautiful pictures ever of Heather and I owe it all to you. It sits right in our living room, and we share great memories because of you every day.
You know, and I congratulate you. That was awesome. It was a great party, and what a celebration. And here you are. Look, everybody's here to celebrate. Another anniversary. Saturday morning. I just realized, like a day or two ago, Saturday morning at about probably 7 in the morning, it'll be the 40th anniversary of Early Morning, my photograph in City Park.
Wow.
This Saturday. Because Saturday was it was the second weekend. It wasn't really a first weekend. Racers are here, but Sturgis was a long weekend rally, and it was the second weekend. Over the years, as people came from further and further, it's moved earlier and earlier because people want to get back to work. So now when people are having the big party, people are heading home. But yeah, 40 years ago Saturday.
So, for anybody who doesn't know what he's talking about, one of the most iconic images, I'm not even just going to say in your portfolio, one of the most iconic images in all of the history of motorcycles that was ever taken was a shot in City Park when there was still camping there, and there was a gentleman rolled up in a packing blanket, and his prosthetic limb was leaned up against his motorcycle. And man, like, that image was always so striking to me. It's this beautiful black and white, and like it's so surreal to begin with. But then it came into a personal thing for me because we ended up being friends with this gentleman, with Ed, and we made friends with him through Dane, who was a young man that we ran across on BMR one year, who had one limb himself, one leg, and Ed had taken Dane under his wings and was teaching him how to ride with one leg, and the whole thing came together. And like one year at BMR, we had Michael there and Ed there and Dane and me, and it was like just this thing of generations coming together.
It was very cool. Yeah, he came up to me around, I think it was around 03 or 04. Ed Reekin. And he comes up to me on the street and he goes, "You recognize me?" And I go, I usually know. I remember faces. I mean, I've taken tens of thousands of photos, but there's something you know, right? I just couldn't place him. And he said, "How about now?" And he lifted his jeans up, and I said, "City Park, 1979." He said, "That was me." That's how we met. And he's come out and visited me in Colorado, and yeah, excellent. Yeah, he's really awesome.
So,
What's the Skinny, man?
What's the Skinny is off the hook. It really is. Like I said earlier in the program, I can't imagine how you're going to back this up.
Yeah, I don't know. It's I don't know.
Every year you manage to do it because every year we're like, oh my God, that was insane. That was the best thing Michael has ever done. Like, what's he going to do next?
I told a story. It comes from this guy, that very inspirational speaker. And he was the man that climbed Everest blind. I don't know if you ever heard of that, but there's a guy that climbed Everest who's blind. And he did this about 15, maybe almost 20 years ago. I've heard him speak a couple times. And I was talking to X. So Xavier builds this gorgeous bike, right? The Pan Shovel. He builds it for Passion Built last year. And I said, "That's incredible." I said, now people are going to say, "What are you going to do?" But I'm going to say, don't let this be the best thing you've ever done. And that's exactly, this guy came down from climbing Everest. He was blind. And he comes down, and they're celebrating. They're at base camp. And base camp's at like 14 or 15,000 feet elevation. They're down at base camp having a celebration. And up. There it is, the anniversary.
Happy anniversary, you two. We love you guys. Mwah.
So you want to share some anniversary cake with me?
I have a feeling that spoon is for somebody else.
Oh, okay. What's the procedure here?
We feed it like this.
No, wait.
Yeah, that's it. So this guy climbs Everest and he's blind, and he comes down to base camp, and then his best friend, they're celebrating. The best friend says, "That was awesome. That's like once in a lifetime thing. Who could ever do that, right? You did it. But don't let that be the best thing you've ever done." It's like, holy shit, what do you top that with? Well, 3 or 4 years ago, this blind guy, he kayaked the Grand Canyon blind. All the rapids. It was like 58 rapids or something, the highest level rapids, and he did it blind. So it's hard. What do you top something with? I don't know. It's tough.
I know that you'll do it, but speaking of the human condition and the strength that comes from within, I have to bring up a kind of a sad thing today about Kai, because I want us to talk about Kai. Kai Recchi, I'm talking about, from the Easy Rider staff. How many years Kai was?
30 years.
30 years, a colleague. I mean, immediately people want to cordon us all off and say, you guys are...
We're all in it together.
Yeah. So one big family, and just the other day we started getting the news about Kai's condition. Kai has a very, very aggressive brain tumor that's going on. And on our social media, on Denver's Chopper social media, Mondo's posted GoFundMe. And this is more than just a cry out for money, because the money for advanced health care, the kind of treatments that he's going to need, the money's ridiculous. A fortune is going to blow by, and no one's even going to realize how much. But if you can get involved, go to these social media pages to support Kai. The kind of support of just saying, hey man, we're there with you, you have our prayers. Like, this is the most important thing right now. This man and his family are about to face one of the hardest fights that they've ever even considered in a lifetime. And everyone out there, please take action. Go do something good today for this person.
Send them good thoughts too, like just the wishes, everything, whether it's money or wishes. Reach out to him. Kai's an awesome person.
This is something I was saying the other day, how, through the history of motorcycling, early on we didn't have a lot of books, we didn't have a lot of the traditional media, and a lot of our history was contained within the pages of magazines, because these were our storytellers, these were our historians.
It was all of it. That's where it was. There was nothing else.
So this man has been through a significant part of who we are today. He's tracked that and he's recorded it.
Yeah. So, not much to say.
I don't know what to say. Our prayers are with you, buddy. Everybody, please reach out, get involved, take advantage of that. And next year, 80 years, Sturgis, there's got to be something monumental coming out of the Motorcycles as Art Museum. Not going to tell me.
Now you're really putting the pressure on me. It's funny because I have shows that I've envisioned for the future, but not for next year. I got to find the right show. I have at least 2 really good concepts in the can. Every year the concept changes totally. It's a new theme, new logo. Everything starts from scratch. I just haven't gotten that right fit yet, because it's my 20th anniversary of the exhibition, and it'll be my 40th anniversary of shooting Sturgis, and it's the 80th anniversary, and it's all in 2020. That's like a lot of numbers lining up, so I got to figure it out.
So I'm going to put something in your head right now, live on air in front of everybody. I'm just saying, this might be a good idea. Just call it Gypsies.
I like that. That's a pretty cool idea.
All started with the Jack Pine Gypsies and a celebration of cross-country. At that time, it was a real achievement to do cross-country travel, so could go in a bunch of different ways. Gypsies. Send them an email. Hit them. DM. All right, man. Well, listen, I'm going to let you go because I know the light out there, you're getting pictures and stuff, and I don't want to tell you, but I just want to tell you from me personally, everyone here, there's so many builders here tonight, they're just blown away with what you've done again. So thank you very much for showing the world the best of us every year.
Thank you for your support. Not only on ShopTalk and calling out the show and what we do, and reaching out and also connecting people and you being part of it, that's huge. I mean, what you do this year, you built another outrageous bike, and one crazy year, I think it was last year, doing a helmet and the art and a motorcycle. The only person who've ever done that. So
I want that shit in my epitaph.
yeah, there you go.
All right, Michael, thank you, brother. I appreciate it, and I love you. Thank you so much. I think we're going to... Go ahead, take your cake and eat it too. All right, I think we're going to wrap this up for Shop Talk tonight. Coming to you live from the mobile Russ Brown Motorcycle Attorney Studio here, live in Sturgis, South Dakota for the 2019 Black Hills Rally at the Still Pony Campground at the inaugural handmade lot, Black Hills Boogie. I got that all out in one shot. I can't even believe it. Next week, somewhere from somewhere, come hell or high water, we'll go back to our regular program. Until then, I'm Chris. She's Heather. We'll see you next week on Shop Talk.